Hi, this is Bart Blankenship, and I'm going to read you the second book in the Alligatro Adventure Series called Alligatro's First Friend in the Everglades. And maybe I'll point out some things, that you might not see. This is a ghost orchid right here. It's very rare, and they're found in the Everglades. And of course, you have Alligatro, a cypress tree, and piton python. Alligatro's first friend in the Everglades. On the copyright page, Alligatro is showing piton python that there's a reward out for invasive Burmese pythons, and they are a problem here. Okay, this book is dedicated to you, our readers. We hope that you love this story and want to go out and explore your world. You might note that the same python is the bow, the arrow, and the string. Oh, and I mentioned in the beginning that there's a lot of skunk apes hiding in this book. Skunk apes are the Florida version of Bigfoot. And I'll point out the first one, but I'm not going to point out the rest, okay? Right there. Hiding there. Wow, this is my first day exploring the Everglades. There are so many plants and animals that I don't know. It's so different from my home up at the North Pole, Alligatro Gator said to himself. I have to admit, I'm excited, but also a tiny bit scared. An owl landed on a branch above Alligatro. Who are you? Asked the owl. I'm Alligatro. I'm new to Florida, Alligatro said. You will learn much, the owl said, and flew silently away. There's a little crab there on the mangrove tree. I ran around the world and to the moon. I'm tough. And saying so made Alligatro feel more confident. I am hungry, though. And the next fish that jumped by, Alligatro ate it. And then another and another. Ah, fresh fish. I've missed this. And feeling sleepy, he closed his eyes and slept. As Alligatro lay sleeping, it started getting harder and harder to breathe. He felt like there was a great weight on his chest. Of course, there's really not an anvil on his chest, but he's feeling like there must be because it's so hard to breathe. I wonder why. All of a sudden, he woke up. A big python was wrapped around him, squeezing. This will never do, Alligatro said, and unwrapped the python. By the time it was morning, Alligatro tied the python to a tree like a pretzel using the knot book Santa had given him that he kept handy. Now stay there and think about eating something else, Alligatro said proudly, and then he walked away. I'm still hungry, the python called out with a little hiss. And there's his knot book by S. Claus. Alligatro thought he heard something rustle above him, but didn't have the chance to look up. Bam, the python hit. I guess I better try another knot, Alligatro said, and looked back at his book and found the dragon bowline knot. I don't see how this dragon bowline is going to work any better, Alligatro said with a tiny sigh. But as soon as he stopped dragging the python, it untied itself and tried to eat Alligatro again. If this monkey's fist knot doesn't work, I don't know what will, Alligatro said with his sternest look. I've never seen a monkey, but I hear Florida does have monkeys. I'm still hungry, the python said. And it says with a little bow on there, like a Christmas ornament, eat fish, not gators. Uh-oh, the knot didn't work. Alligatro had finally been eaten by the python. But don't worry, alligators can hold their breath for a long time. And there he is inside the python. Alligatro needed some room to escape. So he started doing yoga. He tried the baby gator pose. Humans call it child's pose. That gave him a little room and helped him relax. Then he tried upward gator, which is also called upward dog. That gave him a little more room. His last pose was downward gator or downward dog. Alligatro finally got enough wiggle room and got out his headlamp. Then he started dancing to his favorite tune, Staying Alive. Staying alive, Alligatro sang. Alligatro was having so much fun that he started breakdancing, and while doing the worm, wiggled his way out of the python. Freedom, he yelled. Still hungry, the python said. What's your name? Alligatro asked. Piton Python, the python said proudly, with an accent on the O. Oh, that would be like Piton Python. It doesn't seem like any knot I tie will keep you from trying to eat me, Alligatro said. Would you like to try fishing, he asked. Yes, if it's not too hard, Piton replied. Alligatro found a piece of bamboo and tied a string from a palm frond to it. Then he tied on a thorn for a hook and tied a feather on to that. Soon he had a catfish. Try this, Alligatro said with a smile. Piton quickly ate it. Wow, that's amazing. Can I have another? Of course, Alligatro said, and he quickly caught 4 more fish. How would you like flying? Alligatro asked. I'd love to, Piton said. Then Alligatro grabbed a shield and helmet and threw Piton like a spear. Sst! Piton hissed as she whizzed toward the target. He's got his little Hardhead LLC and Gladiator shield. Bullseye. Well, this is more fun for me than tying you in knots or getting eaten, Alligatro said. I just love flying, Piton said. My favorite part of this picture is a little armadillo with a spear. Let's try hula hooping, Alligatro told Piton. This is fun, but I'm getting a little dizzy, she said. Alligatro and Piton tried pole vaulting. 20 feet, not bad, but the fun spooked the tricolored heron. I have an idea, Alligatro said. Can you wiggle your tail and these leaves to this beat? And he tapped his foot to a beat. Piton did. It sounded just like a shaker used in bands. Great, Alligatro said. Now can you hiss to this beat? And Alligatro hissed out a different rhythm. Piton did it. Perfect, Alligatro said. Then he took out his harmonica and started playing a swampy version of Wild Thing, while Piton did the percussion. Pretty soon, all the creatures in the area came out and started dancing. As the night went on, it got pretty wild, well, because they were all wild creatures, and the Florida Everglades is a wild place. This is fun, Piton said, but it makes me miss my family, and they're so far away. I'll take you home tomorrow, Alligatro said. Promise? Piton asked. Promise, Alligatro said. Quite a lot of creatures here, all of them dancing. Well, except for maybe the frog. The next morning, Alligatro fitted Piton with a pair of real cowboy boots and a hat for their journey to Burma. If you're going to ride all the way back home, you're going in style, he told Piton. I've always wanted to be a cowgirl, Piton said, smiling. Got some real cowboy boots and by the Pretty Good Boots Company. First, they mailed a letter to Piton's family, letting them know she was coming home at last. Then Piton climbed on to Alligatro's back while he filled up with water for their journey at the Ochapi Post Office fire hydrant. Hang on tight, Alligatro yelled, and off they sped with a whoosh. Let's see. And there they go. The next place they were seen and photographed was above Taj Mahal. And they have a banner that's saying Burma or bust. And a couple of tourists there have one fellow has a shirt that says Yeti is skunk ape. And the lady has a shawl that says Bigfoot is big. Hope you liked it.